Stick 187 present and accounted for movement. What's up? What's up? Yeah, I'm yelling today. Damn right. I'm upset. Alright. I'm ready to talk. Woke up and I just wanted to do a vid. Alright. Because when I woke up this morning, I was thinking, I don't know why, but I kept thinking about the Patriot Act. And I was just thinking about it. So I got online and I went and looked at it. Right? I Googled it. I Wikipedia it. Whatever. I didn't have to ask nobody. So I go look for the Patriot Act and I'm reading it. And I realized that a chunk of the Patriot Act, a big chunk of the Patriot Act is about financial institutions. If you don't believe me, go read it. All right. It's about financial institutions where, as far as terrorism, they can go in a bank, and if you're a suspected terrorist, they can stop money being sent to you. They can, get wiretaps to make sure, everybody's, whoever is terrorist, make sure where your money's coming from. They can stop your money, seize your money, and it's all about money. For them to be so worried about terrorists, we're going to stop the terrorist money. Yeah! That ought to do it. Well, when I'm thinking about that, I'm thinking about, let's say if we was to take the worst of the worst gangbangers in America, all right, and we just stop their money, just stop their flow of money. What do you think they're going to do next? So, to me, I think that this is the way they got this set up. It's like we're forever going to be at war with terrorists. And anybody can be a terrorist. Now, this is not normal. All right? Other countries don't do business like this because they're countries. All right? We live in a company, all right, privately owned company, all right, on the stock market. It has full employees. The moment you're born and your parents sign their birth certificate, that is your application and new hire packet. All right, you are now an employee of the United States. All right, the Constitution is dead. Real talk. I thought the Constitution was alive, but after reading the Patriot Act and reading the Constitution, oh no. Because Amendment number 2 says a well-organized militia has the right to bear arms. But according to the Patriot Act, you could be a terrorist. Alright? I think it's Amendment number 4 or 5 about search and seizure. Like they have to have a warrant no matter what to come up in your spot. But if you're considered a terrorist in the Patriot Act, they can fly right up in your crib and take everybody down. So what it let me know is that the American people are the only ones who are actually abiding by the Constitution. The ones that are living right. They're actually abiding by the Constitution. Our government is not abiding by the Constitution. Alright? This is a company. So they're abiding by company policies. Alright, that's why nothing is happening. They're doing business that has nothing to do with us. Alright, this is a company. You're born, you sign that birth certificate, that's your new hire packet, you sign that social security number piece of paper. That right there says that you willingly, the baby, and you the parents, willingly will pay this debt back to Britain or whoever we are paying this debt to. Because that's what Social Security is all about. And you'll never see it. Alright, real talk. So, as you get older, they put you in school, which is training. Because you're there for 6 to 8 hours a day. And they're only teaching you what's going to make you work, go to work and do. Right? That's it. They don't teach you about, how can this be school when they don't teach you nothing important? Because nowadays everybody apparently is learning everything off the internet. So who cares about school? School is teaching you how to be a slave. That's what it does. It does. It teaches you from this time in the morning to this time at night, you need to be somewhere working. for some company. Now, there's nothing wrong with working. There's nothing wrong with that at all. If we see the benefits, not only are we getting paid for our labor, but we are benefiting from it. Our family is benefiting from it. All right, that's working. That's fair to me. All right, what we're doing is slaving out here. So if school is teaching you how to work, then it's teaching you how to slave. It's teaching you to be somewhere for 6 to 8 hours. All right, and then when you get out of school, the first thing you want to do is go get a job and be a slave. Let me go run out there and go do it. And work for some company. I'm going to start low because that's what you're supposed to do. So I'm going to start at McDonald's. McDonald's is a $1 billion company, $1 billion a year company, maybe more than that. And we make about $7 to $10 there. But we're doing our individual part. But there's no benefits. There's no benefits. All right, there's no benefits to this country because it's not a country, it's a company. And we need to see that because all of us work here. Whether you have a job or not, you still work here because you're going to owe one way or the other. I promise you, you will owe. No matter what it is, you're going to owe. Here, let me break it down for you. Because this is what type of company you work for. Okay, let's take cigarettes for instance. Cigarettes are mainly tobacco, but with something added to them. Nicotine. Nicotine is a drug. All right. When they put the nicotine and the tobacco together, you have something that is addictive. It's man-made. This drug has a side effect. It's called cancer. All right? You get it? Now you got to go to the hospital and the doctor tell you you're going to have treatment, which you cannot afford. But you've been working your butt off, but your health care won't cover it. Well, at least the average person. So there has to be more. You have now paid money. If you got the money, you have now paid money to cure something that they gave you in the first place. And you're paying them money right back. I don't understand this. This is the type of company that we work for. All right. You drink a cup of coffee made from coffee beans and something they added in there called caffeine. Makes you work harder because you're up and you're energetic and you got to have that morning Joe. You got to have that cup. You got to have that cup of coffee. Yeah. Or you got to have that monster drink with the double shot of caffeine in it. Yeah, get me going so I can work. Yeah. So I can run right out here and slave. Yeah. I need a monster drink. I need a Red Bull. We even in the clubs now drinking Yag bombs with Red Bull and Jägermeister. Yeah. Yeah. Now, I don't know if y'all know about caffeine. But caffeine shrinks your ovaries. Alright? Too much of it. Caffeine rots your teeth out. You'll have dentures by the time you're 25. Caffeine shrinks your scrotum. We run right out here, smoke our Marlboros, drink our Mountain Dew, take them Yag bombs, and then we wonder why we look like we're 40 when we're 22. Eyes sagging, teeth all messed up. Skin complexion bad. Oh my God. And we're smoking our cigarettes, just drinking coffee, and then when it comes to treatment, for all these ailments, we can't afford it. So we work harder to pay health care, to pay for this stuff that we voluntarily that we pay for, voluntarily pay for. This is the type of company that we work for. The United States of America. I don't understand it. I've been seeing all these commercials about erectile dysfunction. I don't know what that means. I guess if you can't keep it up, get it up. whatever. You can't even get a stroke, long stroke, short stroke, whatever the case. And now they got a drug that you can take that'll keep it up, along with Viagra and all those type of drugs like that, which probably has a side effect. I don't know. But we're going to take it, and then we're going to pay for the medicine to fix whatever side effect we may get from it. You know, I also keep seeing these commercials about air fresheners and how everybody's house got to smell clean. And they're made by the same companies that make drugs. And we do this to ourselves, and because this is our company. There's no benefits whatsoever to this company. Alright. They poison you and then they charge you to fix it. Just like the man-made boogeymen, the man-made drugs, the man-made infections, the man-made flus, all this stuff. And we, day after day, we go and pay our health care, pay these doctors. Sometimes I get frustrated because it's not just us. We're training our kids. We're allowing them to be trained to work in this company. All right. We are training our kids to be employees, not citizens. No, you're not. No, you're not. You are not raising that child to be a citizen. I'm talking to you. All of you. All right. Because a child should have pride in this country. A child should have respect for his fellow citizens, for his elder citizens. A child should be on the right path to be a great citizen. All children in this country. But they're not, because this isn't a country. This is a company. So we are raising them to be employees. And you know, it's bothering me because we are raising our kids to punk out. All right, we don't care. We just let them do what they do and say, "Oh, they're just today's kids. It's okay. That's just how they act. You were wild when you were a kid." But what's going on right now is different. Because when we were kids, they wasn't promoting sex, so there wasn't a problem. But see, teenage sex is profitable in this company. Whoo! We let them dictate the latest fashions. Our kids are wearing them. The latest music. Our kids are doing the dances. The latest video games that are about killing and murder. Our kids are playing them. The latest sex, drugs, and whatever type of music there is out there. We just let them promote it to our children. And I'm going to tell you why they promote it to our children, why it's such a big concern to them, why, and I say them, I mean our government. All right? Our government is allowing this because teenage sex is profitable. Here, let me break this down to you. They promote teenage sex because pregnancy test sells. Abortions sell. Oh yeah. Condoms sell. All kinds. Birth control sells. STD meds sell. Alright. Baby clothes, baby furniture, baby Gap, whatever, it sells. Baby showers. They can't wait to, oh, she's having a baby. Oh, it sells. They make money off of all of that. They do. And it's funny because when the baby gets here, the first thing we do is sign it up for this country, which is not really a country. It's a company who just plays a country on TV. You know, we do it to ourselves. We do it to ourselves. We have no one to blame. no politicians, no police, no minorities, no race, nobody else but ourselves. We do it to ourselves. It's like watching a game show, and that contestant's on there like Wheel of Fortune, and it's the end of the show where they're like, okay, give me a D, M, C, and an E, and I also like an LV and an S, and then they go boom, 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 and it's all the letters except one, and you know what it is. And everybody in America is watching, and you all know what the answer is. And he says the complete opposite. Like that South Park show. I don't know if y'all seen that. All right, the letters up there were N blank G G E R, and it said something that's annoying to people. And everybody's looking, everybody's waiting to see what this guy is going to say. And he's like, I don't know if I should say this, but it's up there, so I'm going to have to go with nigger. And everybody's like, huh? What the? And Pat Sajak's like, no, I'm sorry, the correct answer was nagger. That's us. That's America. We're just sitting there. We're just nigger. Like that's the answer. All right. And I'm not saying that's what we're all saying, but that just reminds me of that. How we know what the correct answer is, and we just choose to think something else. All right. The correct answer to this problem. Everybody keeps asking me again. The correct answer to this problem is to revolt. Revolt. A government should be afraid of its people. The people should never be afraid of its government. Now, I said it. Probably put me on the terror watch list. But whatever it takes to turn this company into a country. By any means, it shall be done. Stick 187. I'm out.